There's one ability in football that doesn't care if you're technical, doesn't care if you're strong, doesn't even care if you're young or late to the game. If you have this, you win. And that ability, speed. Not just fast in a straight line, but football speed, the kind that lets you explode past a defender, cut inside before they react, or sprint into space like you've seen it before it happens. And here's the truth most players never hear. You don't need to be born with it, you don't need to be built like a tank, and you certainly don't need to spend hours in the gym lifting heavy. Because speed isn't about muscle, it's about movement. And once you learn how to move the way your body was designed to, everything changes. Most people think speed comes from power, big legs, explosive jumps, so they hit the gym, stack muscle, and expect to fly. But watch what happens. They get slower, stiffer, more prone to injury. Take players like Ademola Lookman, fast as a teenager, smooth, injury-free, then he adds muscle, and suddenly he's pulling up, missing games, losing that sharpness. Why? Because more muscle doesn't mean more speed, especially if your body doesn't know how to use it. And here's the bigger problem. Most players don't even run right. They've been trained to move like track athletes, like Usain Bolt. But Bolt tried football and he failed, not because he wasn't fast, but because his speed didn't translate. Football isn't 100 meters in a straight line. It's bursts, cuts, sudden stops, accelerating with the ball. Bolt needed too many steps to decelerate. His timing was off, his control missing. So copying a sprinter's form won't make you faster on the pitch. Instead, we need to study the ones who do it right. Players like Mbappe, Thierry Henry, elite athletes who don't just run fast, they move smart. Watch them closely, you'll see it. Their heels are slightly off the ground, their feet point outward, their knees bow slightly, their hips rotate in a spiral motion, and they land on the outside of their forefoot, not their heel. This isn't random, this is what some call Goa, greatest of all time action, a natural movement pattern shared by the fastest, most durable athletes in history. It's how the human body was designed to run, smooth, efficient, explosive. But here's the problem, modern life is killing it. Cushioned shoes compress your feet, sitting for hours locks your hips, scrolling, gaming, training on flat turf, it all dulls your instincts. You're not slow because you lack talent, you're slow because your body forgot how to move. But you can reawaken it, and it starts with one thing, posture. Not just how you stand, but how your entire body links together when you sprint. The fastest players don't lean back, they tilt forward from the ankles, not the waist. This shifts their center of gravity ahead, so every step pulls them forward, not up. And when they strike the ground, forefoot first, always. Imagine running barefoot on concrete. Would you land on your heel? No, it would hurt. So why do it in shoes? Thick foam hides the impact, but it doesn't stop the damage. Heel striking sends shock up your legs, slows you down, and kills agility. Landing on your forefoot or midfoot, that's natural, that's fast. That's how you absorb force and redirect it into your next step, like a spring. And the fastest way to retrain this? Barefoot sprinting. Not for show, not for trends, but to reconnect your feet to your brain. Your feet are loaded with nerve endings. They're your body's first responders. When you run barefoot, you have to land right, or it hurts. No coaching needed, just instinct. And over time, your whole lower chain, ankles, calves, knees, hips, gets stronger, sharper, and bulletproof. Now, let's talk about what's really under your skin. Your feet aren't just for standing. They're complex systems of 26 bones, 33 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments. They're designed to spread, grip, and absorb, not be locked in a shoe all day. When you wear thick-soled, cushioned shoes, you're not protecting your feet, you're weakening them. You're turning powerful, responsive tools into passive blocks. And that weakness travels up your body. Weak feet, unstable ankles, wobbly knees, tight hips, slow sprint. It's a chain reaction, but reverse it. Train your feet to be strong and alive, and suddenly your whole game speeds up. That's why barefoot sprinting isn't a gimmick, it's rehabilitation. It rebuilds the foundation so everything on top can perform. But barefoot sprinting alone isn't enough. You need to build reactive strength, the ability to explode the second your foot hits the ground. And that's where most players fail. They train power, but not speed of contraction. The difference? Power is how hard you push, reactive strength is how fast you can push, and how quickly you recover for the next step. And that's controlled by your fast twitch muscle fibers, not the big muscles you see in the mirror, but the deep fibers in your glutes and tendons that fire in milliseconds. Train them right, and you don't just get faster, you get unstoppable. These fibers are what make Vinicius Jr. explode past defenders in half a step. What lets Salah time his runs perfectly. What made young Messi, not the fastest on paper, feel like the quickest player on the pitch. It's not just speed, it's timing. And timing comes from your nervous system, not your quads. So how do you train them? Not with heavy lifts, not with endless reps, with isometrics. Simple, static holds that build strength without tearing your joints down. These aren't flashy, no one films them, but they're the secret behind elite durability and explosive movement. Isometrics train your tendons to become elastic springs. When you sprint, jump, or cut, your tendons stretch and snap back, storing and releasing energy like a rubber band. The stiffer and more responsive they are, the faster you move. And unlike plyometrics or weightlifting, isometrics strengthen this system without impact. No pounding, bonding, no wear and tear, just pure, efficient adaptation. Here are 3 that change everything. First, deep lunge hold. Drop into a lunge, sink low, and hold for 2 to 3 minutes. Builds quad and hamstring resilience, the engine of acceleration. Focus on keeping your front knee aligned with your toes, your back knee hovering just above the ground. Feel the burn in your hips and glutes. This isn't just leg strength, it's stability under load, exactly what you need when you're sprinting at full tilt. Second, single leg hold. Stand on one leg, knee slightly bent, toes gripping the ground. Hold for 90 seconds each side. This builds leg stiffness, the key to explosive takeoffs and sharp cuts. No swaying, no hopping, just stillness under tension. Your body learns to absorb force and stay balanced, critical when you're jinking past a defender or shielding the ball under pressure. Third, wall sit, single leg variation. Back against the wall, one leg extended, hold low. Strengthens your entire posterior chain, the system that powers sprinting. If you've ever felt weak in your glutes or hamstrings when sprinting, this is the fix. Do it daily, and within weeks you'll feel a new kind of power in your stride. Do these 3 to 4 times a week. No weights, no gym, just time under tension, and you'll build tendons that act like springs, storing and releasing energy with every step. But even with perfect form and strong tendons, you won't get faster unless you sprint. I don't mean jogs, I don't mean drills, I mean full speed, all-out sprints. Because speed is a skill, and skills are trained by doing. Imagine learning to ride a bike by watching videos and doing leg exercises. Would you ever actually ride? No. You'd fall the second you tried. Same with speed. You can do every drill in the book, but if you're not sprinting at max intensity, you're not training speed. So here's the routine. Find a pitch. Sprint 100 meters at 100%. Jog 50 meters. Keep moving. Sprint another 100. Walk 50. Let your heart drop. Repeat until you can't go anymore. No shortcuts, no half efforts. This builds football-specific speed. Bursts, recovery, repeated sprints, the real demands of the game. And yes, do it barefoot when possible. Let your body move how it's meant to. And don't skip the recovery. Active recovery, light jogging, walking, keeps blood flowing and prepares you for the next sprint. This isn't just about speed, it's about resilience, the ability to keep going when others fade. Now, let's talk about pogo jumps, one of the most underrated exercises in football. Simple, brutal, effective. Stand tall, knees slightly bent, and bounce. Fast, sharp, off the balls of your feet. Land on your forefoot. Stay light, stay snappy, no sinking into the ground. This teaches your body to absorb force quickly and immediately redirect it into the next movement. You can start with 3 sets of 20 seconds. Focus on speed and quick ground contact. As you get stronger, increase to 45 seconds. Then add progressions. Forward pogos. Move down the field while jumping. Single leg pogos. Isolate each side, fix imbalances. Pogo to sprint. 10 seconds of pogos, then explode into a 30-meter sprint. This trains your lower legs to be bulletproof. Stronger tendons, faster reflexes, better balance. And in football, every sprint, cut, or jump relies on how fast you can absorb and release force. Pogo jumps make that happen, naturally, efficiently, without injury. And finally, fix your foundation. Do the corner hip stretch daily. Stand in the corner, 1 foot forward, lunge in, feel the deep stretch in your hip flexor and glute. Hold 45 seconds per side. This opens up your posterior chain, creates the natural bow shape in your legs, and unlocks the spiral motion of elite runners. It's not just flexibility, it's freedom of movement. Tight hips kill speed. They limit rotation, slow down your stride, and force your body to compensate, often with injury. This stretch reverses that. It decompresses the entire back chain, letting your glutes fire, your hamstrings engage, and your stride lengthen. Now let's put it all together into a weekly plan. Simple, no gym, no excuses. Monday, barefoot sprint routine. 100-meter sprint, 50-meter jog, repeat 5 times. Pogo jumps, 3 sets of 20 seconds. Corner hip stretch, 45 seconds per side. Tuesday, isometrics. Deep lunge hold, 2 minutes per leg. Single leg hold, 90 seconds per leg. Light jog plus mobility work. Wednesday, repeat Monday sprint session. Add single leg pogos, 15 seconds per leg. Thursday, wall sit, single leg variation, 2 minutes per leg. Barefoot balance drills. Stand on 1 foot, eyes closed, 1 minute per side. Friday, full sprint session, go until failure. Pogo jumps with forward progression. Saturday, active recovery. Walk, stretch, light foot drills. Sunday, rest. Let your body adapt. Stick to this for 4 weeks. No heavy lifting, no complicated gear. Just movement, tension, and speed. And watch what happens. You'll feel lighter, faster, more in control. Defenders will seem slower. Space will open up, and your confidence, it'll skyrocket. Because speed isn't just physical, it's psychological. The moment you know you can beat anyone in the sprint, you play with freedom. You take risks. You make runs no one expects. You become unpredictable. And that's when you stop being just fast and start being dangerous. So let's recap. Speed isn't about size, it's about form, function, and frequency. Train with isometrics to build spring-like tendons. Sprint barefoot to rewire natural mechanics. Use pogo jumps to sharpen your explosiveness. And sprint, hard, often, without fear. Because the fastest player on the pitch isn't always the most gifted. He's the one who trained the right way. The one who moved like a human, not a machine. The one who didn't just want to be fast, but learned how to move fast. So stop overcomplicating it. Get off the couch, take your shoes off, and sprint like your dream depends on it, because it does.